A second tragedy involving asylum seekers on the high seas has sparked emotional scenes in the federal parliament. A boat carrying around 150 people has capsized north of Christmas Island. Up to 25 people are feared drowned. A fiery parliamentary debate is going on tonight. There had been hopes during the day that maybe the long-running impasse over asylum seeker policy might be resolved, and indeed a compromise bill may get through the House of Representatives. But at this stage, the Greens have all but ruled out supporting it in the Senate, saying they're implacably opposed to any solution that involves offshore processing. Shortly, I'll speak to Greens leader Christine Milne about that, but first, political editor Chris Uhlmann has this report.
The faces of the missing. These are some of the 90 asylum seekers who drowned far from sight when their boat went down in heavy seas 6 days ago. Even the story of a missing face can crystallise loss, like the one Michael Keenan heard from a man who stood helpless as a boat was dashed on the rocks of Christmas Island 2 years ago.
One of the Australians told me how you looked face to face with a child. Who he couldn't rescue, even though he could almost touch her. And that child perished.
Today, another boat capsized 200 kilometres north of Christmas Island.
As this parliament sits, we have planes in the air, merchant vessels on the scene, and HMAS Maitland has arrived.
The news of this second sinking in a week broke over Parliament like a thunderclap, and the nation's leaders raced to be seen as the first to act.
I will be going into the Parliament at the conclusion of this press conference to seek immediately to introduce the Coalition's Private Members Bill to put beyond legal doubt the ability of the Australian Government to process illegal maritime arrivals in any country that has signed the UN Refugee Convention.
That would rule out Labor's plan to send 800 asylum seekers to Malaysia in return for 4,000 confirmed refugees. So, as Tony Abbott was speaking, the government moved.
The question is that the bill be now read as set. The Prime Minister.
The government will seek to bring on, for further debate, to finality, the bill moved by Mr Rob Oakeshott to amend migration legislation and facilitate offshore processing.
Tony Abbott made it to the floor.
A bill for an act to amend the Migration Act.
But was beaten by the clock.
Madam Deputy Speaker.
In accordance, the debate is interrupted in accordance with Standing Order 43. The debate may resume at a later hour.
So, minutes later, it was the government-backed bill proposed by independent Rob Oakeshott that was debated. If it passes both Houses of Parliament, it would restore the executive's power to process asylum seekers